What this graph is showing is the red is per capita RN supply in these 9 regions. They're denoted by the states. In the year 2000, in the red, and then in the year 2023. So let's start with the year 2000. And I've sorted them that way. So on the left, you have New England. In the year 2000, New England had the most RNs than any other part of the country, number one. About 87 per 10,000 population. And then it just goes down from there. But you had the Northeast was where most of the RNs were. You had a higher density. And then it goes down, and then in the Pacific, you had the least. And then the middle parts of the country are in the middle. That's kind of this simple story. And since then, that has really changed. You can see in the blue, those 2 leftmost regions that had the highest supply in 2000 had the lowest growth, 25%, 24% growth. So there's a flattening out that's happening. And the areas that really grew are in the center part of the country. I'm going to talk a lot about Alabama, Kentucky, Mississippi, Tennessee. That's the East South Central. That area is producing RNs like gangbusters, and that continues to go. So that is now, along with that Minnesota, Iowa area, the West North Central, those are now the highest density RN, highest supply RN parts of the country. They have eclipsed the New England, the Northeast by far. And then you still have, California is always the lowest. The West Coast always is the lowest. Okay, so those are some big reshuffling and some big changes in where RNs are distributed across the country. And here's a picture, and I'll walk you through this to kind of describe why did we have such a different experience in New England, say, versus the East South Central. So to get at that, what I'm showing is the distribution of the proportion of RNs by age group. Let's look at New England, which is the dark purple. The dark purple line is RNs age 50 plus, and the dark purple dots are RNs under 35. If you go all the way to the left in the year 1979, half of the workforce was under age 35. It's astounding. That was the baby boom. And that dropped precipitously. And you can see that it dropped a lot in New England. From 50% of RNs under age 35, by the year 2007, it was 20%, just 1 in 5. So that huge drop is because the inflow into the workforce among young people, it just plummeted. In the 2000s, in the late 90s, it dropped a lot. But it especially dropped in New England, so you had this massive aging going on. So you see on the top, 42.7% of RNs in New England were age 50 or over, 2 to 1 compared to the younger RNs. Now in this East, South, Central region, that phenomenon was not as dramatic. The younger RNs never dipped as low, and the older RNs never were as high as share. They're kind of close together. And you can see they crossed over around 2017, where the younger RNs outnumbered the older RNs. In New England, this crossover didn't happen until just like now. So you had these, really because of the difference in the inflow of young people going into nursing at different rates, then that New England aged and it grew more slowly.